New editing setup.
The reviews are in. Or the review is in, I guess I should say. Danno Cal Drawings has just revealed who his favorite reaction YouTuber on the entire YouTube is.
RobertIDK, I met him at VidCon. Super chill guy, my favorite reaction YouTuber. And yeah, yeah.
And there you have it! Am I his favorite reaction YouTuber because I yell and sound stupid the way I just did? Probably not. He probably likes me for my highly intelligent, esoteric analyses of his vids. And so that's what we're gonna do today. We have done this a bunch of times before. If you have not seen the past times we looked at Danno Cal Drawings, oh, do I have a playlist to recommend you to after this video. But for now, we are just gonna hang out on Dano's channel and watch some new bangers. And I know bangers. I know bangers. How a fourth grader forced us to use paper straws.
The reason we have to suffer with paper straws is because of a freaking 9-year-old.
What?
Right, because back in 2011, this dumb kid made a school project in 4th grade talking about plastic straw waste, and how every American on average uses 1.6 straws a day, which equates to around 500 million plastic straws used every single day. And he sent this number to a nonprofit, and they distributed that figure for tons of news outlets and clean energy groups to use as a fact. The only problem is that this number was calculated by him just contacting 3 manufacturers and making an estimate with their data for the entire
How dare
US.
you?
A lot of actual organizations say that this method is insanely wrong, and while the real number could be more, it could also be way less.
500
Some people
million.
thinking it's actually around 170 million, but either way, it doesn't matter because his 500 million claim became popular enough to start a movement to ban the wasteful plastic straws and instead switch to the garbage glue stupid paper. Even though we're wasting more plastic with these cups. In other words, screw you, kid. And before you comment, Dano, stop bullying the 9-year-old. He was 9 years old in 2011, so now he's at least 23 and should be held responsible.
So now it's time to roast him. So now it's time to roast him, Dano. Okay, and I completely agree. Was he saying 500 million a day just in the United States?
I know every American on average.
Because there is no way that is accurate. 500 million in the world, now we're getting somewhere. But I agree, plastic cups, oh my gosh, plastic cups actually infuriate me. So there's this coffee shop called La La Land, and it is like, it's like it was made for girls to take Instagram photos in because it's so aesthetic and so cool. But it is just plastic, plastic, plastic. It drives me insane. I hate unnecessary plastic usage. I use a glass water bottle, but also I thought the straw thing was for the sea turtles. Did I mishear? It's for just plastic waste? I mean, that's important too, but I thought it was for the darn sea turtles. Why the Xbox logo is a circle?
Merry Christmas, Xbox.
Why is the Xbox logo a circle?
I don't know.
Question, but come on, you've wondered this too, right? How hard would it be to just put an X in a square? But no, it just had to be a circle, right?
Way better.
Well, simple answer. Originally, the circle didn't exist. It was just an X.
They hadn't
all the way
invented
up until
circles yet.
2005, when they introduced the Xbox 360, a logo that reflected the idea, a circle, 360 degrees.
Yep.
But the problem is that this design became too popular to change. It was only supposed to be the logo for this one console, but now it was synonymous with the brand, and it's stuck through the rest of the generations, which is infuriating. But now you know.
But now you know. Well, honestly, the Xbox 360, one of the best consoles of all time. I don't blame them for trying to just imitate the Xbox 360 forever. And also, look, the lights are green right now as I'm saying this. How fun. The Xbox 360, one of the best consoles of all time. If you weren't around for classic Xbox Live days back in like 2010, 2011, it was a time you missed out, but it's okay because now you have other cool stuff like RobertIDK videos to watch. Where did video game Easter eggs come from?
Where did video game Easter eggs come from? So if you don't know, an Easter egg is simply any little hidden fun secret in a video game that you can only find by looking for it. And normal players wouldn't see them on a regular playthrough of the game, such as this ghost in GTA or the secret Ratman dens in the Portal games, etc. But where do they come from? Well, it dates all the way back to 1979 in the video game Adventure. See, at the time, companies like Atari didn't credit the developers of their games, but Warren Robinett was rightfully proud of his work and just wanted a little credit. So he put created by Warren Robinett in a secret room you could only access by doing a few steps that no one sane would do, including collecting a single pixel and backtracking. But when Atari found out, they were furious until they realized that all the secret did was cause players to play their video game for longer. And Atari's director of software development, Steve Wright, equated searching for the secret like searching in an Easter egg hunt, solidifying the name for the next 46 plus years as video game Easter eggs. All because of one developer hiding his name in an Atari game. But now you know. Where did video game Easter egg?
That's actually brilliant, and sorry for the not mocking the now you know. I think your voice is awesome, Dano. That was just me stimming. I'm stimming. I'm autistic, okay? I think video game Easter eggs are awesome. Anything that gives you more value for your money by giving you more stuff to do with your game that you purchased with your money, I think that's great. I think Easter eggs are awesome, and I think Easter is awesome. He has risen. All right.
I'm just picturing, there's a reaction picture, it's like Jesus in really big pants, and the caption is, he is risen.
Oh, risen.
Oh, it's that one.
This one. Swag. No, Jesus doesn't need Riz, and that's why he is the one without sin. Anyway. Oh no, Dano, not you too! Why Plants vs. Zombies Replanted is terrible. Is it, Dano? Is it really that bad? Okay, I think me and Dano have this weird synchronicity, because now this has happened twice now. There was a time when he mentioned Mario Galaxy in a video where I had Mario Galaxy on the TV behind me. This time I have Plants vs. Zombies. I've seen that some people are complaining about the Plants vs. Zombies re-release. Dano, I am fully prepared to disagree with you. You better have some amazing points if you want me to agree with you. Okay, what is it?
The new Plants vs. Zombies game is one of the worst things that's ever come out of the franchise. If you don't know, Plants vs. Zombies Replanted is coming out soon, and a lot of stuff is
I had a lot of fun.
And it's just bad. There's a couple smaller issues, such as the street being replaced with these big ugly bushes, and small glitches, and the dynamic music being removed, but the biggest issue is the AI upscaling infecting all of the game, making everything look just slightly off. And on top of that, the original game was $5, and in this new $20 re-release 15 years later, they couldn't even bother to actually remake the sprites. They just tossed the old ones into an AI upscaler and then lied about it. Wow, this is depressing. EA will never fail to make me sad. And on top of all of this, Garden Warfare 3 still doesn't exist. Battle for Neighborville doesn't count.
Okay, I see. Did not notice that. The bushes I thought was fine. Honestly, it's been so long since I played the original that I didn't even really notice. To me, I think these bushes are cool because you get a hint of like when a zombie is gonna come through which lane. If it's AI upscaled, that is a bit lame. Like they definitely could have redone the sprites. I agree with that. That's not gonna stop me from playing the game though, because the game is fun and it's basically the exact same game that we played when we were younger. And that's all I wanted at all. So it's like, unless they made the game somehow not playable, I'm not gonna be unhappy with the game. Though I do agree, the original game was $5, now it's $20. That is pretty whack. I don't know if there's a bunch of new content, but yes, that is mildly whack. You can say whatever you want about price points, but the game itself, I had a ton of fun with it, and Lola has watched me play it for the last few days. But hey, if Dano called this video Why Plants vs. Zombies Replanted isn't as good as it could be, it wouldn't get nearly as many views, so he had to say it's terrible. Angry Birds is still being terrible.
Angry Birds is still being garbage. Sorry, I know, 2 shorts in a row complaining about games, but if you don't know, a while ago, Angry Birds delisted all of their beloved classic games so they could exclusively promote Angry Birds 2. And obviously, everyone is upset. We all loved these games, but now the only way to play them is the funny way. But in order to nostalgia bait their audience, they've been teasing things relating to Angry Birds Space over the past few weeks. One of the most beloved Angry Birds games, only to reveal that it's actually just a limited time event in Angry Birds 2. Romeo, listen, I don't care how much you try, I'm not playing your microtransaction procedurally generated Angry Birds app. I still have Angry Birds Season, Space Rio, and the OG on my phone, and you'll have to pry these classics out of my cold dead hands. Yeah, buddy, put these back on the App Store, but now you know how.
Okay, but so there's the thing. The way you just insulted Angry Birds is actually a defense of Plants vs. Zombies, because Plants vs. Zombies Replanted doesn't have microtransactions. But you know what does? Plants vs. Zombies 2. So hey, give Plants vs. Zombies Replanted some credit. No microtransactions. Well, it has microtransactions because it costs more than it originally did. Okay, valid point. You pay what you would have paid for microtransactions by just paying more for the game. Angry Birds got kind of old for me personally. It's a great game, but it's kind of repetitive. And I'm sure there's like a bunch of game franchises that I love that are super repetitive, but Angry Birds is one that specifically, like, when I played Angry Birds, it didn't feel as like skill-based as a game like Plants vs. Zombies, where there's like actually like strategy involved. And I'm sure some Angry Birds pros have a major problem with me saying that, but yeah, it's okay, I'm sorry. Why do we yawn? Tell me, Dano!
Why do people yawn, and why is it contagious? Oh, I'm sure you've seen someone yawn before, and it's most likely caused you to yawn as well, but have you stopped and wondered why? Well, different animals do it for different reasons. For example, snakes yawn to realign their jaw, and fish yawn to get more water into their gills at a time, but for humans, there isn't a 100% agreed upon reason. Although researchers have a few theories. Some people think it's to get more oxygen to our bodies, but a lot of studies disprove this.
Silly.
Also the fact that most people don't yawn while working out, which is when you need a lot of oxygen anyways. The most agreed upon reasons, though, have to do with brain cooling. Yawning to cool down the most important part of our body. But why do we yawn when we see others yawn? Well, most people think it's due to two things, empathy and mirror neurons. First, empathy, because when you see somebody yawn, it's easy to remember a time when you were tired too, causing you to yawn. And also because of mirror neurons, where when we see somebody do something, our mind wants us to do it too. Also, I just have to say that researching and writing this short was a nightmare because I had to read the word yawn like 50 times, and every time it made me want to yawn.
Well, Dano, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry if you had to relive that and yawn again. I actually didn't yawn that entire time, so I have superpowers, essentially. Here's my theory. A game theory. Here's my theory. I think that when humans, we were designed to live in tribes, we were designed to live in groups, and groups, a lot of us slept at the same time as one another. The only ones who didn't sleep at the same time, I guess, were ones who were staying up to make sure a saber-toothed tiger wasn't going to annihilate our whole group. But we are a tribal animal, and so we sleep together at the same time. So I feel as though when we see people yawning, we're supposed to be like, oh, it's sleeping time? Okay, let's also get into that same vibe. But nothing is better than a rat yawning. If you have been with the channel and you have put your hours into watching my videos over the years, you have seen how adorable it is when a rat yawns. It is so cute. I have some iconic pictures of this, but we'll get a... Oh, look at the yawny boy. Oh my goodness. They look so funny. If you can catch a rat while yawning, it's an iconic moment that you will remember for the rest of your life. This is Rocco mid-yawn, but this is like at the end of a yawn. But this is like one of the most iconic photos that has ever been taken by man, and I use it as much as I can. So yeah, this one doesn't really count. But a good muffin yawn is just, oh, it feeds my soul. It releases serotonin in a way that y'all would never understand. These are not real because rats don't have teeth like that. What kind of idiot generated that? If you get a perfect picture mid-yawn, that goes so hard. That goes crazy, bro. The shopping cart theory explained. What the heck is a shopping cart? I don't know why I said that.
How a shopping cart reveals if someone should be killed. I know, it sounds like a clickbait title, but hear me out. The shopping cart theory is a well-known test that supposedly can actually prove whether or not somebody is really fit to be a part of society.
What?
Or not good and should be removed. The theory is based on when someone finishes shopping.
Do they put it back?
Done with their cart, if they decide to just drive off and leave their cart to be taken care of, or if they're willing to take the extra minute or just couple seconds out of their day to put it back. You won't get punished for leaving it, but you also won't get rewarded for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And this conundrum results in the ultimate proof of whether a person is able to self-govern without being threatened by the law. So in a lot of people's opinions, basically whether or not they should be killed.
Okay, but what if I'm too busy donating to the poor or saving a kitten to have time to put a dumb cart back?
Have you ever done either of those things?
Yeah, I saved a pig once. Same thing.
Good job, Riggy.
Just get away from me, Riggy.
Sweetheart, put your fist in frame. We deserve to live! We always put our shopping carts back. Usually it's me. I think you've done it before. But you're starting the car, so it's all good, you know. You're starting the car while I am putting the shopping cart away. We always do that, homie.
Yeah, because I always think about that.
The minimum wage worker who has to walk around and do all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm a good person if I put this cart away.
The only time that I haven't was when we accidentally went way too far in the parking lot to where we were in a different parking lot and there was no shopping cart place, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. When we left the one shopping cart when the brakes like stalled.
Did we no, I feel like I figured it out though. It was right outside the store. I feel like I did get it back. Maybe I didn't, but it was right in front of the store.
The wheels locked.
The wheels locked and we literally couldn't move it, and it was shockingly heavy. I'm pretty sure I figured it out once we emptied out the stuff from it though. But yes, okay, I passed this test. I deserve to live. Thank you, Dano. That's cool. cool. I actually agree with that. I love these little things that let you know, like, does someone care about other human beings or do they not? The shopping cart one is a great example. Guys, don't be lazy. It's not too much work for you to put the shopping cart back.
Well, I shopped at the store, so the store already made money.
Yeah, but Mikey, who works minimum wage at that store, is not profiting off of you shopping at that store, but they are suffering because they have to clean up after you. So put your carts away. Why this famous AI actress will fail? How could she fail? She's got the whole world in her... I don't know.
People are complaining about an AI actress named Tilly Norwood, and I think it's really stupid. Okay, so if you don't constantly have your feeds flooded with AI doomsday posts like I do, you may not be aware about this fully AI actress named Tilly Norwood, which sounds like a perfectly pompous industry plant name, almost as rich as Pacifica Northwest, but supposedly she's an aspiring actress. She's even got her own Instagram with 60,000 followers, but what's funny is that people are actually worried that she's going to become an issue, and let me tell you. First, she's made by an independent. She's not affiliated with any studio, so tell me, why would Warner Brothers, for example, pay someone to use this AI-generated actress when they can just AI-generate their own for free? And they can make their own version look exactly how they want to fit in their movie. Also, why would they do that either? A big reason Tron flopped is because a lot of people don't like Jared Leto, and I can guarantee that even more people hate AI. So they wouldn't go see a movie with an AI actor in it, immediately chopping their profits in half. And to the person that made Tilly, you don't need to AI-generate an actor. Go be an actor yourself.
Yeah, you don't need to AI-generate Tilly Norwood. Tilly Norwood? What a Actually, you know what? I'm very careful in my videos not to insult names because there's a lot of people who watch my videos from around the world. If your name is Tilly, that's fine. If your name is Norwood, that's also fine. If your name is Tilly Norwood, that's stupid, okay? I'm just making fun of Tilly Norwood here. But also, I mean, 60,000 followers. I've seen AI female accounts that have 500,000. Support real people, okay? You can't AI this. If you tried to teach an AI RobertIDK to do this, they wouldn't get the mannerisms because I don't move like a normal human. I move different. I talk different. I think different. You try to AI this. That's why I'm in it for the long haul, baby. You can't AI this. How this movie had 3 different endings.
This movie had 3 different endings that played in theaters? Seriously, this 1985 movie Clue, based on the popular board game, is a murder mystery with a bunch of suspects that all could have been the murderer. But what's interesting is that every theater was sent a different version of the movie. Because there were 3 different endings where 3 different characters were the true murderer.
That's so
Honestly,
cool.
This is a really cool concept. Although I can't imagine the poor guy who saw the movie twice without knowing there were different versions and walked out super confused, but sadly the movie was a critical failure and flopped at the box office. But when it was released on video with all 3 different endings available for the audience, it became a cult classic over the years. People even debating which ending should be the canon one, and I just think it's cool and wanted to share.
That's super cool. I have seen the Clue movie. I think I saw it in school one time. It was on DVD, of course. But yeah, I thought it was super cool, and I had no idea it had 3 different endings, so I do not remember what ending I saw because I just saw whatever ending I thought was the normal, real ending. But that movie goes hard. I like it. I like it very much.
Minecraft 2 movie release date. Oh my gosh. Oh geez.
Second Minecraft movie just got announced, but its release date is kind of insane because not only is it scheduled for 2027, but it's also going to come out on the exact same day as the second Simpsons movie.
There's a second Simpsons movie?
My gosh. I can't tell if this was planned so studios could recreate Barbenheimer again, but so far it's working because a lot of the internet is already excited for Simpcraft. What's interesting though is that even though the original Minecraft movie did insane numbers, I have a feeling that the Simpsons movie sequel may win against the second Minecraft movie because a lot of people went to see the first one ironically. I mean, come on, it's the Minecraft movie. We had to go see it. But if its sequel matches the original in quality, that's not gonna be good. It'll probably just have a lot more of Jack Black saying items loudly, whereas people have been waiting nearly 20 years for a Simpsons movie sequel. But on the other side, I'm excited to see who plays Alex, I guess. Man, honestly, I couldn't care less about the second movie. I'm just looking forward to the animated Minecraft Netflix show. But what do you think now that...
But March, I was gonna go see the Minecraft movie.
Homie, you can't go and see the Minecraft movie. Lisa needs braces.
Dental plan.
Lisa needs braces.
Dental plan.
Lisa needs braces.
Dental plan.
I forgot to say this, I think, by the way, but if you're enjoying the video, please make sure you like the video and subscribe and stuff, and also subscribe to Dano, because Dano's one of the goats of this world. And according to him, I'm worth subscribing to as well. So not subscribing to me is like not subscribing to Dano, and that is just sick. Okay, anyways, thanks. Nintendo's weird film revealed.
Nintendo just released a short film and everyone was freaked out about it for a day. All right, weirdest thing ever, but yesterday Nintendo released a Pikmin short film without the Pikmin. See, yesterday they uploaded a video called Close to You that featured a floating pacifier running away from a baby. And a lot of people thought it was an advertisement for the Mario movie featuring baby Rosalina, even though, no, look at the difference between Baby Peach and this kid. Totally different styles. And for a whole day, Nintendo fans around the world just stared at their screens in confusion. But an hour ago, Nintendo uploaded the actual short, with all the Pikmin visible now. Now, a couple people figured it out early because of the Pikmin motifs in the music, and the fact that there were things moving in the background, and the reflection of a single blue Pikmin in the pacifier. Oh my gosh, the internet is insane. But also because Pikmin are canonically invisible to humans, according to Pikmin
what?
Blue,
I had no idea.
Which makes sense why this mom isn't freaking out that there's little creatures all over her kids' room. But yeah, even though it supposedly isn't advertising a new game or a show or a movie, it's still pretty cool.
I love that, and I love Pikmin. Pikmin is such a fun little game. It's stressful though, honestly, because I am overly empathetic. I talked about this in the Illymation Autism video. I am overly empathetic. Part of the Pikmin game is that a bunch of your Pikmin are going to get crushed and they are going to die in fires. They're gonna get rolled over by giant sausage creatures, and you see their little ghosts float up to heaven. It is haunting for an empathetic person. I try to get 0 deaths in my Pikmin run. And the scary thing is when one Pikmin dies, a bunch of them do. And yeah, so Pikmin, I can only play when I am fully ready to embrace the fear, okay? Why so many books say New York Times bestseller?
How does every book have the New York Times bestseller stamp on the cover? Okay, not every book, but still, have you ever had the thought that there's way more of these stamps on books than there should be? Like, tons of books have this little circle bragging that it's a bestseller, but there's so many out there that it can't actually
They can't all be the best. Right? Just like how not every reaction channel can be Dano's favorite reaction channel, only one can. And wait, what channel was that? Because only one can be his favorite, right? What was that?
And RobertIDK, super chill guy, my favorite reaction YouTuber.
Oh, okay, cool. Just had to make sure. Okay, sorry.
It doesn't mean much because a book has to only outsell others for 1 week in a specific category, such as fiction, nonfiction, or even paperback or hardcover. In fact, there's tons of categories, and after an author manages to get even one of their books selling the best in any category for 1 out of the 52 weeks of the year, they're able to put New York Times best-selling author on the rest of their books they ever write forever. But publishers may manage to get this stamp with brute force by hyping up pre-orders or even buying their own books in full just to get that circle. But the sad part is that it works. People are in fact much more likely to buy a book with that little golden stamp as opposed to buying a book without the stamp and trying something new. Quite literally judging a book by what's on its cover.
Honestly, if I ever make a book, I'm gonna do a fake New York Times bestseller. I'm not gonna have it say New York Times. I'll have it say like Blue Nork Yimes or something like that. Bestseller. And then someone's grandma, when they're looking in the funny YouTuber section, they will be like, oh, this is a Blue Nork Yimes bestseller. I gotta get it for my Billy. There will be a day when I make a book. Wait, this person says we got Robert making the 6'7" joke before we even knew it would be a thing. I feel like I've seen people say this. What is this? I know the people who watch my videos are anywhere from like 7 to 67. Yeah, okay, all right. I don't know if it was the joke, but I guess. That is my age range for my channel, 7 to 67. I'm so sorry for the 68-year-olds. You're gonna have to grow up and find something else. I'm just kidding. No, if you are 68 watching this video, you're rare. You're rare, and I appreciate you. I genuinely appreciate you so much. If you're in your 60s and you're, let's widen the thing. If you're in your 60s or 70s or 80s and you're watching my stuff, you're amazing. If you're in your 90s watching my stuff, respect. Why you can't cancel elevator buttons? This elevator button deserves to be canceled.
Why can't you cancel elevator buttons? Sorry, just another personal pet peeve of mine. If I press the wrong elevator button, why in the world can I not press it again to deselect the floor? Yes, they're a little more costly and hard to maintain, but come on, other countries have it, like Korea, Vietnam, Japan, China, parts of India, so why not? Oh, right. Well, it turns out the real reason Americans don't have deselectable elevator buttons is because of America. See, while some countries can use that system efficiently, Americans are terrible, so theoretically, if 2 people are on an elevator and Dave's floor comes before Craig's, but Craig feels like being terrible, then Craig can just smack Dave's floors button and skip it because why not? And now Craig and Dave are fighting, and because it's America, obviously one of them has a gun, and someone dies, and now the elevator is shut down because it's a crime scene. So, in the end, the elevator takes longer.
Jeez, Americans ruin everything.
Yes, thank you, idiot.
Hey!
But now you know.
Dracos ruin everything. Riggy said it best. I actually have no idea what he said. Okay, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. I don't know if it's a problem that people people will do that and then get into a fight. It's that, yeah, I think it is like a moral thing where it's like a lot of Americans don't like to live by rules. They think that any rule is oppression, even though they're in one of the most free countries on the entire planet. You can pretty much do whatever you want for the most part, as long as you're not a completely terrible human being. Whereas a lot of other countries, which are more strict, people do obey rules more. You didn't say anything about Russia. You didn't say anything about Russia, Dano, because here's what I think would happen in Russia. I think in Russia, if you had cancelable buttons, I think there would be a culture of you don't interfere with another man's button. But then if you do, I think the threat of violence is higher than in America if you did something like that. But that's just me. Here's my thought process. If I was in an elevator and I pressed a button and then someone pressed their button and unpressed my button, I will wait for them to get off at their floor. Yay, I don't have to see your insane face anymore, because clearly you're an insane person if you would do that, if you would cancel someone else's button. And then that's it, and you don't have to ever worry about it. There are horrible people all around us every day, and we just can't let them ruin our day. You know what I mean? How Mario made me go insane. I think it's made all of us go insane at some point. Were you playing Mario Maker? Because that is a recipe for insanity. No matter who you are, that's insane.
I went insane with rage last weekend because of a Mario game.
Yep.
I think it was something actually difficult, like the lost levels or the final level in Galaxy 2 or something, but no. In reality, it was something a lot more dumb. On Saturday, I streamed the original Super Mario Bros. With a portal gun. Since
Wait,
Portal
what?
and Mario are some of my favorite game franchises ever, so of course mixing them made sense. Except it went terribly, because I'd never actually beaten the original Mario Bros. Before, and it's super hard.
Bro.
So portal
It's not
gun or not,
easy,
I wanted to die. And guess what? As I was reaching the brink of insanity, the game made my computer crash.
No!
If that's not a word, I decided, did my computer just freeze? My computer just crashed! If I ever stream again, it will be a miracle. Not to mention, I have friends like C-Dot who can play this game blindfolded, so of course I'm gonna hate myself.
gosh.
Although if you've ever beaten the original Mario Bros, man, I have nothing but absolute respect for you. It should not be this hard for me to finish it.
So here's why it's so hard, and here's why a lot of games from that time are that hard, is because games from that time were really short, and in order to get your money's worth, they needed to make the game really hard, so it took really long. And you still see things like that to this day. Like a few weeks ago, I had Hollow Knight Silksong on the TV, because I played through Silksong recently. Hollow Knight and Silksong are games that if they weren't difficult, they would take probably less than half the time that they'd take. Same with Dark Souls. The Dark Souls games are really hard games, obviously. If you've heard of Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, these games are incredibly hard. But when people speedrun these games, they beat the game in like an hour, because the game, it's not that the game is insanely long, it's that the game is insanely hard. And if you just like walked through it like every other action game, you could get it done in a couple hours. But if you actually play through the game and you have to beat everything, nah, a couple of weeks maybe. You're looking at like a 30+ hour experience to get through a game that, if it was as easy as most games, would take just a few hours. So that's what they did back in the day, because yeah, video games were smaller. They didn't have as many tools to do as much in games, and less people worked on them. So the original Mario, if you just play through it flawlessly, you can get it done in like 30 minutes or less, but they had to make it hard so that you could keep playing. And a lot of people complain about video game prices now, but honestly guys, back then, that Mario game that you can complete in 30 minutes was still $60, and $60 back then was the equivalent of like $140 now. So when people complain about video game prices, it's like, hey, have some perspective maybe.
The Muppets are coming back!
What the heck? No, we're not.
Apparently you are, Kermit. Apparently you are coming back.
Well, I didn't get the memo. I don't think there's a new movie or something. I didn't get a check in the mail.
Well, you don't get a check in the mail unless you do the work to be in the thing.
Excuse me? I'm supposed to get a check in the mail? Because I'm Kermit the Frog, and I think that I should get a check.
Kermit, you're a freeloader. You sit in my room and decide to come out when it suits you. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. You've been pretty lazy recently.
Lazy? What the? I am the hardest worker in the room.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. What do you think? You haven't seen this guy do any hard work.
I think he works hard.
What does he do?
Makes the videos funnier.
When he's in them, he hasn't been in one in ages.
Yeah, because you have him isolated on the shelf.
Yeah, see, I am oppressed. I am a victim. I am a victim, and this is everyone's fault but mine.
All right, Kermit's been spending a bit too much time on social media, I think.
The Muppet Show is coming back? Okay, so
No
even though
way.
Disney has been less than loving towards the group over the years, having just shut down Muppet Vision, not giving them a movie since 2014, etc.,
way.
it turns out that Seth Rogen, of all people, is trying to bring the Muppet Show back, making a one-off special
You
with
can do
guest
it,
star
Seth.
Sabrina Carpenter to see if there's still an audience for a modern version of the Muppet Show. In fact, they just finished filming, and oh my gosh, we might be back, ladies and gentlemen. If this special does well, there is a really high chance that the Muppet Show comes back with a full season on Disney Plus soon. Only thing
Wow.
I hope for is that they replace the new Kermit voice actor, because that's not it.
It's a time when I think about creativity. It's everywhere, you know?
Oh, a little too deep.
Little too deep, that Kermit voice. What did they say about Sabrina Carpenter?
Bring the Muppet Show back, making a one-off special with guest star Sabrina Carpenter to see if there's still an audience for a modern version.
Shout out Sabrina Carpenter for taking that deal. I mean, they probably paid her millions of dollars, so it probably was easy. Shout out Sabrina Carpenter. If she can help get the Muppets back, that would be ill. And hey, if you guys need a new Kermit voice, you should just hire the real guy. I have him here.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to do it.
You don't want to do it?
Yeah.
Because you haven't worked a hard day in the last, like, 5 years of your life?
Well, I wouldn't put it that way. I mean, I would say that I have Okay, I'm addicted to doom scrolling. I have no dopamine in my brain. I can't work. I need help. I need to detox.
Wow. Kermit, that was a big confession. Yeah, no, you should definitely delete your social media apps and stop doom scrolling. That is definitely bad for your brain. Because, yeah, there's people who care about what you do and they would love to see you on the big screen again.
Thank you, Robert. I know I talk a lot of smack, but I know I can count on you to really care deep down.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Man. The scariest feeling in the world. Ooh, I see a toilet.
Holding shut a bathroom door with a broken lock is the closest most of us will ever feel to a real horror. Alright, I just have to go off on a little bit of a tangent because I had this happen to me a few weeks ago and it was literally more scarring than any horror movie or horror game I have ever played.
Wow.
See, when you're on the toilet in public, you are literally in the most vulnerable position you will ever be in. If they open the door on you, your pants are off. You'll have to have an awkward conversation and both of you will probably be scarred for life. But holding that door shut while they bang on it actually feels like something out of a horror movie. With a raptor or a murderer on the other side of the door, and you actually experience fear. Seriously, every time it's basically just The Shining, with you saying, sorry, no, occupied, and you expect them to chop through the door with an axe, screaming, here's Johnny!
Yeah, I've had murderers chase me before, and the bathroom thing is way more scary.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing?
Mind your own business.
Okay.
So, Dano, are you just fantasizing about this and you thought to say it, or have you experienced this? We need to know, have you been through this kind of pain before? Because we're here to help you, Dano. You can talk to us. It's okay. Why Paris is disgusting. We were in Paris a few months ago. It didn't seem too disgusting to me, but hey, maybe there's some stuff we didn't know about. Something about the sewers, perhaps?
Paris, France is disgusting. All right, so hear me out. 2 years ago, my family and I went on a trip to Paris for Christmas, and I was really excited. Gonna see the pretty tower and listen to Ratatouille music the whole way there and taste the best food ever and just see how beautiful everything is in the, quote, city of love, right? But when I got there, I discovered that Paris is pretty much just Los Angeles in cursive. And I mean that in the most derogatory way possible. Whoever's on Paris's marketing team must be a genius because the city of love is a wild name for the garbage-ridden, scammer-filled trash heap that is this place. Now, there's a few pretty sights, don't get me wrong, and I've had friends visit other places in France that are beautiful. But I kid you not when I say that the only thing that separates Paris from New York City is that the graffiti is in the wrong language.
Also, everyone speaks like they have a hair in the back of their throat.
Ricky, what? You can't say that.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're a viewer of ours that lives in Paris and loves it there, we're just joking. Europe is the best. Subscribe.
What the heck? Dano, don't act at the end like Riggy is suddenly the one who's, like, politically incorrect and offensive to French people. You did plenty on your own, bro. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that people complain about with France and Paris and whatnot. I mean, I had a nice experience when we were there. The hotel room was incredibly small. It's the smallest hotel room I've ever experienced in my life. In fact, I think our hotel room, it was like here. It was like from this part of my desk to the wall.
The elevator was like only one person.
Oh, the elevator literally, well, depends on, if you're a big enough person, it can only fit you and nothing else. It's insane, you know?
I think the only thing that slightly bothered me was when we stayed at the Airbnb, and I've never seen so many bugs.
That wasn't Paris, though. That was the south of France.
Okay, south of France has a lot of bugs.
That's just called a rural area in the late summer with no AC and windows open, you know? But yeah, Paris, I don't know, Paris is kind of cool. I think kind of repetitive. I think like everything is just coffee shop. What are you talking about?
I tried to plan other stuff when we were there, but all the museums just happened to be closed on a Tuesday and Wednesday.
And we
2 days we were there, we didn't get to go to the museums, remember?
Yeah, and we went to that Boy with the Stars projection show
tried,
thing.
So I appreciate that. I did have fun with you.
I tried, thank you.
Yes, it did feel repetitive because the only thing that was open was coffee shops.
Yeah, I tried to take you on a date in the city of love, and it was Boy with the projection light. You know, it was trash.
It was like an event for like families and their like.
And it wasn't even an event. It was just a video on loop. They had a cool projector set up, and they just looped this video, and we paid $20 to go in. So cool. I mean, yeah, I guess that is a bit of a scam. Okay. Why the AI Stan Lee is terrible? Wow. Yeah, AI and Stan Lee. Well, actually, I feel like Stan Lee would be supportive of himself living on through AI, honestly. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't speak for Stan Lee, but for what I know about the dude, I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be like, yeah, I would love to live on in future Marvel movies. Anyways, I haven't even watched the video yet. Let's watch it.
An AI Stan Lee is being used at Comic-Con this year, and everything about it is terrible, because not only is it a weird AI clone of a guy that's been gone for 8 years, but also the company is 100% just using it for money. Charging people $20 just to have a 3-minute conversation with the weird AI Stan Lee. Now, there's a lot of people upset at Disney over this, although it's actually not their doing. It's another company called Cartoon Studios. Although that makes it kind of worse, because there was a lot of discourse in Stan Lee's final years due to this company attaining the rights of Stan Lee's likeness, signature, and image. And Lee actually sued his own company, POW Entertainment, because of his name and likeness being licensed against his will. And lo and behold, this is what they're choosing to do with it. Listen, some people got upset at the AI Darth Vader, but at least James Earl Jones wanted his voice to continue and be used, and his family signed off. You can decide how you feel about that, since it still uses AI, but for this, there is literally no defending it. It is just a company profiting off a dead man who would have hated this.
You think? Do we think he would have hated it? I don't know. I don't know for sure. I know Stan Lee was he liked to embrace new technology, but Marvel doing something just for money? They would never do that. Marvel has never done anything just for the money.
I have never in my life done anything just for the money. If I'm lying, may the Lord strike me down right now.
That's funny.